So I want you to share this story because it's absolutely a wild story about bad cops. And so you had two cops in Massachusetts who cost the taxpayers in that state $100,000 because they decided to go out partying. And these two officers' names are Rodrigo Oliveira and Santa de l'Aquila, who OD'd while doing lines in one of the officers' homes. So back in June of 2021, these officers had to be treated with Narcan by first responders. And I want to tell you, this is actually an update. I cover crazy stories like this on the regular on my channel, so you should follow me because it's actually an update. And the update is that one of the officers is suing to try to get his job back. Even though all this evidence is out there, this officer is trying to get their job back. Unreal, but let's get into the story. And so an internal affairs probe showed that Oliveira and Santa de l'Aquila were out having fun on a night of drinking, smoking, and snorting the white stuff, as you might say. And Oliveira was eventually fired after the incident, and the officer was already on a last chance agreement with the department for a previous sustained allegation from internal affairs cases. But he was still on paid leave for about 6 months and received about $50,000 in salary during that time. And so you might be thinking, well, surely the other officer was fired. Well, no, we find out that De L'Aquila will remain on the force under the same last chance agreement as his buddy who was doing some lines with him. And that he also received just shy of $50,000 while remaining off the job during that time period that he was on leave for, once again, partying a little bit too hard, invoking the spirit of Keith Richards. And then we find out that Oliveira, who was the other officer, well, his neighbors were calling 911 repeatedly, day after day, because there were loud parties that lasted all hours of the night. And mind you, both officers admitted to doing the lines. And Officer Oliveira is quoted as saying that he believed that he was dead and he remembers coming back to life in the ambulance. And despite that admission, Oliveira plans to hire an attorney to appeal the decision to fire him. And I mean, just imagine that. Imagine the nerve to admit to doing this stuff and then want your job back as a freaking police officer. That is unreal, man. Them boys could dust off a whole crime scene just by sneezing. Unreal, man. Just unbelievable.